This is Coogan Cassius for iFL TV in association with Scott's Menswear and MGM Marbella. We're in Santa Monica here at the Box and Burn Gym. With me, I've got RASHAD HOLLOWay. What's happening, RASHAD?
Oh, another day in paradise, you know.
Another day in paradise.
Santa Monica chilling, man. Enjoying the sun, the women, the weather. It's the best.
Yeah? We ain't seen no women while we've been there.
Nah, you won't see them right now. Just wait. You
Really?
should have came a little earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they come out at a certain time of the evening?
They come when I'm here.
Really?
I'm usually not here this late. It's true.
RASHAD, a huge fight in Carson at the StubHub Centre this week. Shawn Porter defends his IBF welterweight title against England's KELL Brooke. First of all, what do you know about KELL Brooke?
Honestly, I asked a couple people. I watched them fight a few times. Haven't seen them a whole lot. They always compare them to Prince Nassim, Junior Woodard. They say he came from that camp. But I saw more of a boxer from him. But I saw more of a puncher at the times I saw him fight. Like I know he fought a buddy I used to spar with for years. He fought him first fight was controversial. Second fight he actually beat the brakes off of him, Carson Jones. Yeah. And then that's really all I saw of him. You know what I mean? I just saw that fight. It wasn't. They say it wasn't the best account of him, but it seemed like a tough cat.
Shawn Porter's last two performances have been quite notable against Malignaggi especially, and then Devin Alexander, which he wasn't really expected to win that fight. What did people think about Shawn Porter before those two fights? How was he sort of perceived in America? I
think people thought that Shawn had all the ability. He was a big amateur, but Shawn still had an amateur style in a sense. He made a lot of mistakes, and he had a lot of room for growth. Especially when people saw the Alfonso Gomez fight. He struggled with Alfonso Gomez at times. He struggled with quite a few people, but there were a lot of guys that he actually just dismantled. So it just depends on, I'm not going to say depending on what night Shawn came out, but Shawn always came to fight, always tough, but he was still a little raw in certain areas. That's what everybody kept saying.
Now, I mean, you don't fight anymore, but you helped Shawn Porter in his preparation by sparring him before the Alexander fight.
Actually, I helped train him for the Devin Alexander fight. I sparred him a little bit. Me, my family, Chris Pearson. There was quite a few guys down there. We were at Mayweather's gym for 7 weeks. I was getting ready for my comeback fight. Then decided to hang it up. It wasn't there anymore. But I sparred him a little bit, but mostly did a lot of the training. I mean, his father was the head trainer, of course, but called me along because we've been like family for years, and he respects me a lot in boxing. And you know, I helped him a lot with that, from mitts to everything, just being there and running, like everything. We did everything together, and we knew he was going to win that fight. We knew it would be an easy fight for him, honestly.
RASHAD, from watching him, Porter looks very physically strong and aggressive. You sparred him. Is that how he was in sparring?
Always. Shawn's a very physical guy. I mean, you got to remember, Shawn fought in the amateurs at 165. He was a running back in high school. People forget that. You know what I mean? He could have went to college to be a running back, hands down. Shawn would walk around at 180, 185 pounds. But Shawn fought in the amateurs at 165, beat the best. I mean, he beat everybody. I mean, everybody at 165, he beat. You know what I mean? Guys as big as Edwin Rodriguez, he beat him numerous times. Demetrius Andrade, you know, who's a good friend of his, mine. Like, he beat him. He beat Danny Jacobs. He beat a lot of guys at 65. So for him coming down to 47 and still maintaining energy and strength, just imagine like how much of a bulldozer he is at that weight. You know what I mean? He's strong.
A lot of people were kind of surprised by the way he dismantled and manhandled Malignaggi. I haven't really seen many people do that to Malignaggi before. Were you surprised by that?
I wasn't.
No,
I wasn't. I think Paulie's a real good friend of mine, and I think there comes a day when we just don't have the same instincts and reflexes as we used to. You know what I mean? Paulie was very good at Paulie's best thing. The thing that made Paulie, and I didn't understand how he became champion for so long till I got in the ring with Paulie. Paulie is probably the best guy I've ever seen at controlling range and distance. His jab he uses as a right hand, as a hook, as a jab. It's weird. Like one punch, he uses as so many different weapons, and it's weird how he keeps you off balance. He knows how to pull you and knows how to do everything. And over the years, I started watching Paulie's distance, him controlling range and distance. I started watching it fade. And in his last couple of performances, I saw guys that normally that Paulie would run through or outbox easy. I saw those guys kind of have good times with Paulie, and I figured in this fight, Paulie wasn't going to be able to keep Shawn off of him. He wasn't going to be strong enough. He wasn't going to be able to control range and distance enough, and I figured that, you know, he would have a hard time with him. And it wasn't what I wanted to see, and wasn't what I wanted. You know, it's one of them things where you got two friends fighting each other. You don't want to see anybody lose, but it's kind of what I expected, just not as early as I expected.
Knowing Shawn Porter, how well you know him, and seeing what you have of KELL Brooke, how do you see the fight panning out this Saturday?
Honestly, the thing that gave Shawn trouble a lot early on with guys that could box well and move, and guys were comfortable. The guys that weren't afraid of physicality and weren't afraid of getting hit. Shawn has come into his own. Really, people think that Shawn's raw and green, and in a sense, he's not as pretty and as sharp as a lot of fighters. But you got to remember, you don't win that many national titles, especially here in America, not being able to box. He knows how to box. He knows his way around the ring. He just doesn't look the sharpest doing it. You know what I mean? He just doesn't look pretty doing it, but he's very efficient. He knows how to box, and he's got strength that you can't explain, and he's got willpower that you can't explain, heart and the guts, and man, he's just such a good kid. Like, Shawn's he's something special, and I think now he really believes in himself more than he ever did, and that's a hard guy to beat. You know what I mean? Kell Brook, what I've seen of him, I've seen him stay in the pocket and bang a little bit, try to box, but try to be there. If he stands in front of Shawn at any time the way he does, I heard Kell Brook can punch. Shawn can take a hell of a punch. Shawn is not going anywhere. You're not going to hurt Shawn. Even if you buzz him a little bit, he's coming back. Like, he likes that. I don't know what it is about him, but he likes it. Kell Brook, I just don't see him being able to last standing in the pocket like that. I haven't seen a whole lot of Kell Brook, but if Kell Brook can box, move, if he's pretty slick and quick, he can make the fight rough for Shawn. But if he stands there and he actually stands there and just tries to bang and try to shoot it out with Shawn, Shawn's too physically strong and can box better than a lot of people think, and Kell Brook would be surprised. Carson Jones gave him a lot of trouble, and I know styles make fights. You know, I can't say because of Carson Jones, Shawn's going to have his day with him, but I've been in there with both. And I can say Carson has a bigger right hand, but Shawn is more physical and just strong. I mean, he imposes his will on you like no other. Very quick feet, too. I just don't see Kell Brook getting past him.
Well, come Saturday night, I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there to see
how this is going to pan out.
I think it's going to be a hell of a fight, though. What I've seen in Kell Brook, he comes to fight, doesn't lay down. I mean, yeah, one bad fight against Carson, came back and beat the mess out of him in the next fight. That's the heart of a champion and true sign of growth. You know what I mean? So that's a lot on Kell Brook, and I think that he wouldn't be where he is if he wasn't a good fighter. I think highly of him as well. I think he can box. I think he can punch. I'm not sure how great he can box, if it's going to be good enough for Shawn, but I'm looking forward to a good fight.
Let's hope so. Now, you train people here at the Box and Burn gym. Yeah. What else have you been doing with yourself, Rashad? Is this what your life is now?
Kind of, sort of. Like, it's weird. Like, life after boxing has been great, actually. The first 6 months it was hell. I was on suicide watch, you know, when I got injured. But it's been great. I opened up a gym in West Hollywood. Didn't do so well. Tank didn't understand business. Well, how can I say this? Vision and reality. I found out sooner or later, you know. But before my pockets were dead, got another opportunity in Santa Monica on 18th Street, and that gym did well. Got ready to come back and fight again, and came over to Box and Burn with Kevin and Tony. They opened it up like a month before I shut my gym down, and well, after I shut it down, I came over with them, merged with them, and brought all my members over. And like I'm my own entity at the same time, but Tony and Kevin are brothers. The whole Box and Burn crew are brothers, you know what I mean? So I came over, formed a little deal with them, and it's been a partnership made in heaven, man. It's been a blessing. So, you know, I'm working on other things. They're working on other things. They just opened up a gym of their own in Brentwood as well, another location, and I'm training more athletes. I've got more in the training. I'm doing more sports performance training. I'm training a lot of football players, NFL, NBA players in the off season. Whole lot of models, so I keep a lot of women in here at all times. Yeah. It's just I'm getting more into that. I want to show people the mechanics of boxing and overall like the workout of it, and put that together with the knowledge that I already have and what I'm always learning about sports and the body as a whole, and come together with my own workout routines. And I think you'll be seeing a lot of me for the next few years. And in the meantime, I'll be, you know, just doing what I do, watching the women, watching them work, watching the guys, putting them to work, putting them through hell, looking at them like, damn, can I still do that? You know, and eventually kicking my feet up in a few years and just watching what I do flourish, you know, teaching guys my program and going from there. All right. It's fun.
Well, listen, Rashad, we wish you the best of luck with that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks for giving us your opinions on Porter and Brook. And
anytime.
Like I said, we'll see what happens this Saturday night at the StubHub.
You always keep it going. You know, they always say you the Ellie Seckback of England. You know what? Yeah. I think, hey, you of England. Ellie's just here of America, man. Yeah. There's enough room for everybody. You know, we got to keep you guys going because y'all keep the sport alive.
Yeah,
much respect.
I appreciate the words.
Appreciate you guys, man, for real.
Thank you very much. All right, Rashad Holloway, thanks for coming to iFL TV, and we'll let you get back to the women's class in there.
Oh no, it's nothing there right now. I'm going home now.
You're
going home? Yeah, I'm going home.
Okay.
It's dead. It's too late. It's too late.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thanks, man. Anytime, bro.
Cheers.